Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
It's no surprise the name Oliver is 2023's third most trending baby name in the US. It most likely has nothing to do with our next guest, Oliver Tree, with a lazy 5 billion plus streams, 15 million TikTok followers, and an undisclosed amount of wigs. He's here to perform his show at Hindley Street Music Hall on Friday night. Comes with great pleasure to introduce Oliver Tree.
Yeah! Woo!
Welcome, Oliver. How are you?
Woo! I'm doing good, although I do think you maybe have some of these facts a little bit off because, for one, I have disclosed the amount of wigs. I have 36 different wigs I bring on tour for my show.
Wow.
There also is the fact that I have had major contributions in the name Oliver being a bigger name than it was in the last 3 years. We've actually been charting the success. And I've had parents reaching out saying, hey, we've named the babies after you. And I've seen a spike just due to the Oliver Tree Project. We actually had a scientist basically that did meta analytics, just covering all the digital stuff, and they looked into it, and we have a 3% rise with just the project's influence on the name Oliver. And then, I mean, it's the list goes on because there's influence between the scooter craze. I did help push that boom. And then the Jinko jeans, the baggy pants, I was also heavily influential in that. So there is some metrics that do back up these numbers.
Well, we're sorry to botch your stats there. Are you telling us you have a full board meeting of corporate fat cats in suits with graphs saying that you've contributed to all these things?
They're not fat cats, but they definitely, I have a board of trustees, and basically I have this foundation. It's the Oliver Tree Foundation for Baby Geniuses. It's a grant we give out every single year. And so I have this board that looks into all different types of things online to build into our whole campaign.
Well, I'll make sure to edit that intro and fix it in post so no one knows.
That would be ideal. Yeah, I wouldn't like any of that misinformation to be spread.
Absolutely fair enough. Now, Oliver, obviously, congratulations on all your success. You know, when you first started out doing Vines and releasing music, did you ever think you would get to this level of success?
Yeah, short answer, I thought I'd be much Nah, I'll be quite frank with you. I was hoping it would be a lot further by now.
Well, I should let you know as well, Oliver, in part of your success, you came fourth with Miss You in our Top 92 countdown this year.
Should have been higher.
Top 92?
Yeah. Yeah, you're number 4.
I was number what?
4.
What does that even mean?
It means you're 4 spots away from being number 1, like the really good spot.
All right, there you go.
It's not the other way around. It's not a bad thing.
Well, 92 is a really oddly specific number. So at first I thought I must be 91 or something, or maybe I was the 92nd. But I'll take 4. I'm not going to complain about that, although that's a case end point. It's like, okay, we're not even in the top 3.
Hey, top 5 though. Top
5, top 10.
We did all agree that it should have
They
been
don't
higher,
give
Oliver.
awards out for last. They don't give like a participation medal.
Now, Oliver, you've been to Adelaide before. Can you tell us, brutally honest, what do you think of Adelaide? Have you had much of a time to look around, see the sights?
Of course. I don't know if you're aware, but I grew up in Adelaide. For the first 5 years of my life, I lived there. My father did business. He was a business guy, so we were moving around constantly. And so I moved over to America at age 6. But the first 5 years of my life, I lived in Adelaide, and it's a total shithole. Anybody would try to maybe live there for a vacation would be the last place I would go.
What don't you like about it?
Oh, I love it personally. I'm just not advising people to go on their vacation. That's not bad. I mean, the thing is, the food's awful. People are a lot of bogans there, a lot of rednecks, and just general buffoonery. The audiences are amazing. My fans that are there are some of the best in the world. And, I have mixed emotions, but I think it's an incredible place. I always go. I go every year. I have a summer home there.
No doubt.
Oliver, do you have any Aussie mates you might visit while you're here in Australia, maybe from those first 5 years of your life?
Yeah, so I hung out with my friend R. Willie. He's the biggest scooter rider in the world, now pushing the forefront of BMX culture. I actually competed against him. I used to be a professional scooter rider, so me and him, we have a long history in competing. I actually went to the Sunshine Coast maybe 4 years ago and competed against him. There's a whole YouTube documentary about that. And then I have another friend who's a DJ here, What Snot. I originally thought he was from New Zealand, but I found out recently he's actually from Australia. And I think his name, I think it's pronounced What's Not or What's Not.
Didn't you have a bit of beef with What's or Not? You had a bit of an argument.
Yeah, we had a falling out. Yeah, but basically it was he apologized publicly to me and in front of millions of fans online, and basically it's all been settled.
Yeah, because we interviewed him a while back, maybe earlier this year, and we asked him about it, and he said that you were just like a little bit slack with getting to everything in time.
Oh, that's not the case at all. His team is very unprepared and unprofessional, and as you guys saw, I'm very punctual. I was here exactly on the dot.
Yes, you were.
I don't miss anything, unless it's a smaller opportunity, which in the instance of What's So Not, it's like he needs me a lot more than I need him. Also, I want to say shout out to the chats. That's like the main band that inspires me from Australia. So I want to take a smoko after this.
So good. I mean, I think Callum was being pretty polite with What's So Not said about you, mate. It was pretty brutal.
What did he say?
Oh,
we can't repeat it on radio.
We can't repeat it on radio, but let's say it had something to do with your wigs and your backside.
All right, I'm gonna put the rumors. And that dude, he is the most pompous asshole ever. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on air, but that guy is a major clown. And even though I did consider him a friend at one point, I mean, at this point, I would consider him little less than an acquaintance.
It's on that level now.
All right, we'll have to pass it on, mate. Now, Oliver, let's have a quick chat about your look. It's obviously very unique, and it's definitely a stark contrast between, your sort of brand and the music you release. And I think when we first sort of saw you come into the scene, we thought your music would be more troll-style music, but your lyrics are pretty genuine. So do you reckon you'll ever do like a stripped-back set with a normie version of Oliver Tree?
I don't know. That's a great question. I think realistically it sounds boring, to tell you the truth. I think it would make me way more successful as an artist, but I don't know if I have interest in doing it. I think there's a world where, you could maybe do the acoustic thing, but I'd probably be wearing like a 12-foot wide sombrero hat and probably be bouncing around on a trampoline or something, because I have a hard time just imagining, there's enough people who already do that, and I think they do that well, and I don't know how much that would be interesting to me and feel like I was contributing to anything. It's a little bit played out.
I mean, if you were, obviously your look is in like Davo said, in different contrast to the music that sort of is being played. If you're in a jazz quartet, what would you dress up as?
We do like a barbershop quartet. I actually played in a group back in 2008, and we would wear the red striped things with the red vest with straw hats. We had matching haircuts. We had a tight little crew, actually.
What was the haircut back then in the barbershop quartet?
I was a bowl cut. I used to have a bowl cut my whole life. I was too scared to get any other haircut. And now I have the bowl cut mullet, and it's pretty janky. As you can see, I got pieces flying around here. But yeah, it's always some variation of a bowl.
Very good. Now, this is obviously a massive tour, Oliver, and it gets pretty intense.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's big. It's big. We think it's big. You're doing a lot of legs on this tour. It can be a little bit exhausting.
I'm stopping through Adelaide. That's all you need.
It's huge, then.
How do you unwind in between shows? How do you relax?
Well, I've been doing finger painting.
Oh,
I
yeah?
have a nice setup, in my hotel room, and I get chalk as well. And sometimes I'll do art on the sidewalks. I do like me and my mates will do. We do like this kind of 4-square setup where I draw a square on the ground, and we do ball wall, and we have a few different games like that.
Is that why Adelaide's so shit and covered in graffiti? You've just been around here?
I mean, if I was there, I probably would make it way. If I was still living there, the truth is, I would have definitely beautied up the city a lot. I think they could use an artist like me to come in and kind of clean up, because there's a lot of rubbish graffiti. And I actually was influential in the graffiti scene in the 90s there. And not a lot of people know this, but I played a big factor in the big movement, the graffiti movement in Adelaide. So, I mean, I like to think that I contributed to some of the lesser quality work there.
Hey, it's you and Banksy.
Hey, Oliver, while we're on the topic of your artistic side and your chalk writing on the sidewalks, you must get quite a lot of signs held up at your shows. What's the best sign you've seen someone hold up?
Oh, that's a great question. People try to get me to give them haircuts on stage, and there was one period where I did do some haircuts on stage, and the only way I would agree to do it is if the person ate the hair. So that was an interesting kind of but besides that, nothing really comes to mind.
Do you want us to make a sign for you when we see your show? We can like wingman you. We can be like, I want to hook up with Oliver Tree. That would look good from the crowd.
That would be great. That would be good. We could use that, get my filmer to get some content. Maybe make it look like I'm legit. You could put some things like, hey, Oliver, something like, I'll pay you back the money that you lend me. You're such a good guy.
It was nice to see you at the soup kitchen feeding the homeless the other night.
Anything you can do that makes me look charitable or anything positive. I need whatever positive influence I can at this point.
So good.
Oliver, I mean, like we've said, you've just absolutely blown up in the last few years. And
I beg to differ.
With all this fame, you know, there's so many things that come out online, and well, we're not sure if everything is completely true. So we want to run through a few questions with you of to find out if these things are true we're reading about you online.
Before you say that, I will say this. To be famous in Australia is like to be a Z-list star in America. So it's not,
It's not the same.
It's fair.
Mate, you're up there with Steve Irwin for us.
who? Devo?
So, I mean, we're pretty certain this one's true. Your fans are known as tree huggers, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't come up with that, but yeah, that's what a lot of people. That's what they call them out here in Australia.
Well, we were thinking, what if we changed it here in Australia? Instead of tree huggers, we called ourselves the tree fuckers.
I love it. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I feel like it needs a rebrand, and I feel like you're just the guy to do it. Maybe you look like a tree fucker.
He does.
How do you know what I do on my weekends?
It's already great when the tree comes with a hole in it. You know, we don't have to get the drill out or anything.
You guys seem to know a lot about this stuff.
Hey, well, do you have a favorite kind of tree while we're on the topic of?
Yeah, eucalyptus. A lot of people, when I come back home to
Okay.
Australia, they call me Oliver Eucalyptus Tree. So,
Yeah.
Incredible.
Deciduous tree of sorts, I believe.
yeah, that is correct.
So we also heard that you learnt the piano at age 3 and you've written a whole album by the age of 6. Can you tell us the truth?
That is incorrect. Album by age 4. Piano, technically 2.5, but we'll call it 3 for
Round up.
yeah.
Fair enough. But I mean, can you tell us how bad was the album?
Oh my God. Let's just put it this way. Even my parents couldn't listen to it.
Is that what What's Not's trying to collab with?
Oh no, dude. What's so not? He's a joke. He'll never even get even that old material.
Now, another thing we've heard, and you know what? Someone actually sent me a GIF of this the other night of you on the scooter. Obviously, it's an iconic thing for you. Can you tell us what happened with the Guinness Book of World Records and the world's largest scooter?
Yeah, so I broke the world record officially, and then I basically filmed a Hollywood movie version of the breaking of the record. And then basically I hired an official who was this guy, Randy Rigatoni, who we found him on Craigslist, and apparently he wasn't an official at all. And Guinness tried to sue me and let me take the video down for a year. I had to hire a team in the Galapagos to remove all the Guinness logos and bleep their name, but I still have the world record. I did build the world's biggest scooter. It was approximately 15 feet. That's like maybe, I think it's like 22 meters high. My math's
wow.
correct.
Wait, you hired a team from the Galapagos?
Yeah, we have teams all over the world, but that's my main team for VFX.
They're lizards.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a team of tortoises.
Hey, Oliver, moving on to another thing. Well, I saw this video recently. It came out a couple of years ago now, but how it's titled "How I Lost 15 Pounds," and it's you going through all the snacks you have in your fridge.
Right.
Yeah. I just wanted to know, do you have like a go-to pre-show snack?
Yeah, I try to do. So I'm really into these deep fried Oreos and mix those in with the deep fried hot Cheetos. And so I do. I have a deep fryer that I get at every one of my shows. They bring me. It's part of the rider. So like I have a deep fryer, and I'll just get whatever I can get my hands on. Really, chilies. Sometimes like hot dogs, glizzies. And we'll just deep fry everything and run it through. So deep frying is kind of my main like centerpiece to being able, because the food's dog shit out here, you know, every time I come.
As you know.
Obviously.
Have you
It's like
tried?
American food, you know, I like it fried, really extra fried.
Have you tried a deep fried Mars bar yet?
Oh my God, they're so bad, bro.
They're bad.
I have one here, and I deep fried 2 of them at my last show because I have some friends from Australia that came and they love that shit, and it's so bad. I tried to bite. I was like, it's the last time I ever eat a Mars bar.
That'd put you off forever.
I mean, if we were to bring you a snack, what snack would you eat mid-set if we brought it with us
I just
Friday
need
night?
more oil for the deep fryer.
More
So if you
oil?
guys-
More oil. So if we just hurl a bottle of extra virgin olive oil on stage, that's all good?
It doesn't have to be even extra virgin, not even virgin. I mean, the higher the fat content, the better, realistically. So just bring and this is the highest thickness. Also, we can use different types of oils. It doesn't have to be olive either.
Massage oil?
Oh yeah, like high fructose corn syrup would be great.
You've got it. We'll bring it with us Friday night. Roll it onto the stage.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Callum will cover himself in the oil
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
present.
I'll slide onto stage and hand you some more oil.
Funny you say that because I actually did that recently at one of my shows. I did a slip and slide and put the whole high fructose corn syrup all over my body and just slid into the crowd.
God, you would have wanted to eat yourself after.
It was crazy. I tried to do a little crowd surf. I jumped into the crowd and they couldn't catch me. It just slipped right through, right into the ground, hit my head hard.
Oi, Oliver, did you go to clown school?
That is correct. Yeah, I did clown college. It's not clown school. It's actually clown college.
Oh, sorry,
And
mate.
It's a bit more
Higher
accredited.
education.
Yeah, well, it's okay. But I just want to set the record straight. It wasn't some random clown school. It was clown college. I did. It was a 5-year program. Actually, was held back one of the years. It's 6.
How do you get held back in clown college?
I don't know. I don't really want to get into the details, but let's just say, you know the idea of the class clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine that's like what clown college is. Everyone's a class clown, but I was clowning around too much, and I don't really want to get into the specifics. But there was some things where,
Some hand buzzers.
well, I don't want to say, but I poisoned my professor's dog.
What type of dog was it?
A balloon animal?
It was a little dog. It didn't take a lot. I'll say that much. It was just a small Chihuahua.
Hey, Oliver, what about your dad? Did he have something to do with the circus?
Yeah, he was a ringleader at the circus. My mom, they met in the circus. So my mom, she was a trapeze artist, and I grew up. They basically were so focused on the show that I was I was mostly living with the carnies, and I traveled around with them. So I grew up with a lot of different unique, is what the term we like to use. And basically, yeah, they raised me. The carnies raised me, and spent a lot of time with people who are a little outside the box. So I think that when you go to my shows, you see a lot of that. It's like a freak show, you know. And we embrace the term freak, and we love that. And I consider myself a freak, so nothing wrong with that.
If you were to do a body modification to yourself to make yourself into a freak for a freak show, what would you choose?
That's a great question. There's a lot that could be done there.
Because you could be the lizard man, but it's already been done, obviously. Like, would you choose
Lobster
an
I
boy.
wouldn't recommend the lizard man. I've seen him and he looks sad these days.
Yeah, poor dude. I know his nephew. He's really going through it right now. But as far as body modifications go, I would probably just like extend my fingers super long so I could like be able to poke people.
Steal chips off their table, yeah.
Steal oil?
Like, instead of having to go out of the trouble to get those long spoons, I could just grab it.
That sounds awful, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah, I don't know who would pay to say that.
Hey, Oliver, we wanna play a little game with you before we let you go. And basically, these are 3 rumors that we've heard about you.
You guys got a lot of dirt on me. Where are you getting
These have been circulating around Adelaide, though, because we've been telling people, we're really excited. We're like, oh, we're interviewing Oliver Tree, and they're like, oh, did you know this? And then someone else said, oh, did you know this? So there's a lot of shit going around about you right now in Adelaide.
Yeah, so we've gathered 3 of these rumors, and we just want to know if any of them are true, which one of these 3 are true.
Okay.
All right, so the first rumor is you don't have shoelaces and all your shoes are Velcro.
I don't want to answer that one.
The next rumor that could be true is that you have a wig for your pubes.
Excuse me?
You have a wig for your pubes. I didn't say it, like someone
Yeah.
else told me.
I didn't hear it. What'd you just say? Can you repeat that?
You have a wig for your pubes.
Okay, that is fucking bullshit, dude. It wasn't for my pubes. It was for... I have I can't grow pubes. Everyone knows that about me. But I was born with another thing that's interesting is I was born with 3 testicles. That's another conversation for another time. But what it was I couldn't grow a happy trail right up the hair leading up to my belly button. So I was doing a shoot, and they had to implant hairs from the top of my head into, and so it was a surgery I did in Turkey 3 years ago. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, so it's not a wig. It wasn't for your pubes. We can shoot that one down. There's one more.
There was another time where I did.
You would want to see a pubic hair bowl mullet, though, wouldn't you? That would be absolutely outstanding.
I like it. I like where you're going with that. I might actually.
That's an investment.
And the third one is you only eat raw fish.
That's interesting because I have been doing a lot of raw fish in the deep fryer, but it's not exclusive to just raw fish. I'll do raw, a mixture of raw meat. I'm really into eating raw food, so I'll do the raw almonds in the deep fryer and start with the more raw things, and then move up to the raw Oreos. But yeah, raw hot dogs, different raw meats like that are really good in the deep fryer. So I think maybe there was something that was misconstrued. But yes, I do raw fish in the meat fryer because I like the really hard and hot outside, but the cold inside is something very satisfying about that.
Wow, so the people of Adelaide have really hit the nail on the head. They know all the intel about you.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are using the same private investigator that What's Not hired on, but sounds like it's the same dude. I don't know. Adelaide's not that big of a city. There's only like 3 private investigators. Probably the same dude.
Hey, well, we don't need a private investigator to know your show Friday night at the Hindley Street Music Hall. We cannot wait to see you there. Oliver Tree, we'll all be front row. We'll have your bottle of oil ready to go. There's a very limited amount of last-minute tickets. You can grab yours at hindleystreetmusichall.com.au. Thank you so much for your time, Oliver Tree. You've been such a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Hope to see you at the show.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.